Now, if you really want to extract a lot of data for analysis, that's where Data Miner comes in. Data Miner is the Mobius facility that enables you to define rules to extract data from documents, filter the extracted data, and then export it for further analysis in, CSV or XLSX or text or PDF or, a variety of different formats. So to illustrate this, I've got a sales report here. I've opened the section for Chicago. You'll note that this sales report has rows for various products. We're selling tools in this case. And I've got columns here for planned monthly revenue, actual revenue, the variance between them, and the same for year-to-date revenue. Now, let's say I want to extract those fields so I can run some analytics against them. I'm going to select Extract, and I'm presented with a list of rules that I can use to extract that data. Now, the rules are something that I or perhaps an admin have previously defined. In this case, there's just the one set of rules for monthly sales report data. So I'm going to select that one, and I'm presented with the extracted data in a tabular format in this preview screen. And as I scroll over to the right, you can see all of that revenue data that we mentioned earlier that I've now extracted. Now, if I want to look at the rules that were used to extract this data, I select Edit Rules. And you can see here the highlighted fields are the ones being extracted, and I'm basically extracting all the data. I've added labels that will appear in the extracted data table. And let's take a look at one of those rules. As I go into advanced settings here, you can see this is where I've defined all of the labels. I've defined data types for each extracted field. There's a lot of power in this editor. We don't really have time to go into detail today, but the point is you can exert a lot of control over the data you extract. So we've returned to the preview here. You can see I've got 28 rows in my extracted data. I could export it at this point, but let's suppose I want to filter it down first. Let's say I'm only interested in records for which the monthly and annual variances exceed a certain amount. I can add some conditions to filter the data down to just the records I'm interested in. So let's say I'm only interested in records where the monthly revenue variance is $1,200 or greater, the annual variance is $12,000 or greater. So let's add those conditions here. You've got a pretty powerful editor here. We've done that, we run the extraction, and you can see I've narrowed it down to 10 records. So now I want to export that data, and I'm going to export it to an Excel file. So I'm going to choose to keep the column headers so that those will show up in the spreadsheet. And I won't bother zipping the file because it's a pretty small set of results. And then I'll select export. Well, first of all, I'll select my data type. My output format is Excel, and I'll select export. And in a moment here, you will see that that file gets downloaded to my local system. It's important to note here that if you have any sensitive data in the file that's been redacted, that data will also be redacted when it is downloaded. And now that I've got my data in a spreadsheet, I can open it in Excel for further analysis.